increased by 20% means we can infer that the sale has been increased by 20%. Algorithm used random forest model trained using Python. From this four options, we can only infer something from an option means sales increased by 20%. So that's what effective communication. What will we understand? What we infer from a thing, from a chart or from a data? That will be only effective communication. Then understanding the audience. First, effective communication is how we communicate to the people, communicate to the customers or manager. In second is understanding the audience. Understanding audience means tailoring communication based on the knowledge level, needs and goals to the leader. There are audience types: technical audience, non-technical audience, business stakeholders and customers. Technical audience means data engineers, ML engineers. Non-technical audience means manager, like customers here. So the ML engineer or data scientist, they will communicate like how much accuracy the model is, how much random forest value, like that they communicate. For non-technical audience, like manager, customers, if we tell them like the model accuracy is 90%, the model accuracy is like that, means they can't understand. They only understand how much profit, how much loss it happened, like that. If we communicate like this, which is too complex to understand, we have to simply visualize to the audience. Why understanding audience is important? To avoid confusion, proper explanation, better decision making, improve clarity and engagement. So I have told before, for data scientists, how much accuracy a model improved means they can understand that is their way of communication. For managers, we have to say how much the profit increase, how much there is loss decrease. Like that only we have to communicate to managers, and like they are non-technical people. We can't explain them the how model accuracy or the random forest that values. We can't explain to them. So we have to explain to them like that how they understand. Like that only we have to be communicating to them. Then here, who is a non-technical audience? Data scientist, machine learning engineer, manager and developers. These data scientist, machine learning engineer and developers, they can understand if we communicate in a technical terms like accuracy values or random forest values. If we communicate those values to managers, they can't understand. So the manager is a non-technical audience here. Then the third topic is key messages. What is key message means? Identify the most important insight from the data and communicate and present clearly to the audience. So here the characteristics of key message is short, clear, data supported and actionable. So how the structure of the key message is: problem, insight, recommendation. For example, problem, customers churn increasing means how what insight we can take from this: higher price plan. So for that, what we can recommend is offer discount. So there is a problem. From that problem, we have to analyze and we get some insight. From that insight, we can recommend something. So if there is a problem where customer churns are increasing, from that problem we can insight. So there are some price plans are increasing. So we have to reduce the price plan. So what that we can recommend? We can recommend offer discount, like that it works. From problem, we can insight from the problem. From that insight, we can recommend and we can give solution to that. Here in this like in this code, there is some graphics shown like attendance equal to some value given, mark equal to some value given. If we infer like this, we can't understand. But seeing this graph, we can easily understand. What we can understand is if the students have higher attendance, they can show higher marks. So like if we view the values, they have some time to understand. If we simply show through the graph, they can easily understand what that comes to the like higher attendance means improved marks. Why key message is important? Without key images, audience can do no decision making. Like means for make the